Welcome back. For our monthly legal segment, today we're talking about defamation. If something is posted about you online that damages your reputation or is simply untrue, what are your legal options? So our legal expert, attorney Alexis Gardner, is here with some answers for us. Good morning, Alexis.
Good morning, Dave.
It's good to see you. We wanted to define, first of all, what we're talking about here. Okay, so defamation, libel, slander, what are the differences?
So defamation is the umbrella term used to describe libel and slander. Libel is written word or something you can see with your eye, whether it's a picture or some effigy, and then slander is verbal communication.
So libel would definitely be social media, online message boards. That would definitely fall under libel.
Well, it could fall under both, right?
Oh,
because it still is communication. But generally, defamation is false statements that are published that impugn someone's character, that cause them public hatred or contempt in the community, or cause them to lose standing or confidence.
So we were talking today about social media specifically. If someone types something, posts something about you that isn't true and could potentially damage your reputation, what's kind of the threshold legally for damaging someone's reputation? Damage, implied damage?
Well, so there are some statements that are so incendiary that a court will assume that there's damage. So for instance, if you make false statements that can charge someone with a crime, or if you impute a loathsome or infectious disease to someone, especially in this day and age with COVID, and monkeypox has been a thing that's been talked about. If I own a restaurant and someone is unhappy with their service and they post on Facebook that, oh, the cashier at that location has monkeypox, don't go there, and people stop coming to my business, then I can absolutely sue for defamation.
That's interesting. And, you know, this stuff happens online because, again, people can post anything and you just never know. So I wanted to talk about, we have a graphic that I wanted to show about the different areas that we're going, because one of the things I wanted to talk about is who are you suing? If you're talking about suing someone for defamation or libel, you bring up a good point. You have to understand who the defendant is, who you are suing.
Right, so a lawsuit is really only as good as the person you're suing. If the person you're suing has made defamatory statements about you on Instagram or something, but they don't have any money, then it's probably not going to be worth your time or money to sue them for defamation, because you can't get anything out of them, right? And also on the other side, if you are someone with a lot to lose, then you have a better case for defamation. If you don't have much to lose, but someone's making defamatory statements about you, you're going to be hard-pressed to prove to a court that you were harmed in some way. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is the classic example.
Yeah.
Right? He had a lot to lose. She was making defamatory statements, both libel and slander, and it harmed him in his business, right? He lost movie roles. And he was able to prove that those things were false, and that's part of that's part of the defense when it comes to defamation. And part of the plaintiff's case, you have to prove that those statements were false, and it's hard to prove a negative. So making defamation claims and being successful on a lawsuit can be very tricky, but in a case where you have deep pockets with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, who's equally well-resourced, that was, you know, a great case.
Well, I want to talk finally about the truth versus opinion. So if someone wants to post something bad about me online and it could ruin my reputation, the question is that person lying or stating their opinion? How do we discern that in terms of a lawsuit?
Well, so like I said, the truth is a defense. So if it's true, then it's not defamatory. However, if it's couched as an opinion, but people take it as a fact, then it's capable of being proven not true. So just because you couch something as an opinion does not mean that you can't be sued for defamation. It depends on the person making the statements, what the context is, and how much knowledge they have. So you have to be careful with putting your opinions out there if people are going to perceive them as true.
Even if it's your opinion, if they're perceived as true, that could be a problem.
Yes, absolutely. And the other defense is good faith publishing. So sometimes things are reported in the news or on TV or in the paper that some details might be slightly off. However, if the reporter went and did all their research and they reported what they reasonably believe to be true, then they are probably off limits in a defamation lawsuit.
Well, very good. A lot to think about and consider. Alexis Gardner, attorney, thank you so much for your time.
Always a pleasure to be here, Dave.